Hello there, Mikhail. Okay, so let's see. In today's the fast-changing environment, the importance of proper education is growing in importance. Repetition. We can't have this. It's like saying the school is important because it's an important school. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you'd have to say is a growing concern. Is a growing concern would be fine. Whether the conventional schooling system is still relevant and should be seriously thought is an open question. Good. This essay will examine existing alternatives of traditional education and provide reasons why the current system is still adequate enough to meet today's demands, referring to a statistic from Russian schools and Harvard research, plural noun, never the article. Although there is a sound number of education revolution proponents, okay, here I would have rephrased this. Although there is a sound number of proponents for an education revolution, so far conventional schooling has few alternatives, especially in Russia. Okay, because I read this at first and it didn't make any sense because I was looking at the question. I was like, okay, are there alternatives in the education system? Okay, and where I'm from, there's lots of alternatives, okay? And you're writing it from where you're from, which is Russia, so you'd have to say, especially in Russia, okay? Just to make this is clear, because we don't make it clear until the example, all right? So let's see, this is largely because a diploma issued by a conventional school is often demanded to enroll at a university. Okay, but it would be much easier saying, just sticking to task response and saying there are no alternatives because there is a very tightly regulated education system. For example, the Russian Ministry of Education claims that 98%, the Russian Education Ministry insists all students go through their system as opposed to alternative education systems. Therefore, it has to be concluded that there are almost no alternatives for pupils, and they have to attend conventional education institutions. Okay, so that's how I would have done it. Now let me just go through and look for the grammar issues. So this is because, okay, the Russian Ministry of Education claims that 98% of total pupils in the country attend traditional schools. Therefore, it has to be concluded that there are almost no alternatives for conventional education institutions. Okay, so here, as I said, I didn't really understand this, okay, but here with the final sentence, you're saying that conventional education institutions have no alternatives, when really what we should be saying is that there are no alternatives to conventional education, or that pupils have no alternatives have no alternatives, they just have conventional education institutions, okay? However, even without any competition, schools remain helpful in preparation of young individuals for future life. Not only does a traditional school provide pupils with generally anticipated knowledge, good, but also it motivates and socializes children, good, while home education could be more focused on relevant subjects, like competition among classmates, which motivates school children, good. Furthermore, a positive social outcome of attending a school has been confirmed by a recent Harvard study showing that 75% of adults admit that they have met their best friends in the class. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Is it doing more harm than good? So let's hopefully we swing it back and we say the benefits of the current education make it still useful and relevant for society. Good. Or here we could have just said is undoubtedly consequently, the benefits of the current education system undoubtedly undoubtedly outweigh the disadvantages. Okay, more harm than good, just bringing it back. But this is good, much better, clearer, and well articulated. So well done there, Mikhail. In conclusion, considering the aforementioned reasons, it should be acknowledged that conventional schooling still sufficiently contributes to modern society. However, in the future, it is highly probable that information technology will seriously alter the educational system. Good, the educational system. The traditional educational system, sorry. Very good work there, Mikhail. Good essay. Strong argument from beginning to end. Very good. This one was a little bit unclear, but we can work on this, no problem. Yeah, good conclusion as well. We're definitely improving, but we can't be losing points here, especially with the articles. Okay. So that just reminded me with your questions regarding the articles. It's a little bit difficult, and it's not like the place, and it would take forever to explain it here on the videos. Okay, so what I suggest you do is just have a look at the posts I sent, okay, and the PDFs that I sent, and just review the rules. Okay, review the rules and do some of the online exercises and work through like the grammar exercises in English grammar and use, work through all of them, and especially the ones related to articles, definite, indefinite, zero, all of this, and also get more feedback for your writing as well, especially maybe you just want to do article work. I mean, if you're doing just article work, you can do online tests to test your knowledge. That's not a problem. Or even download the app, English Grammar in Use. Okay, so let's carry on. The pie charts illustrate Council's spending structure of 3 British areas in 2014. Expenses are divided on 6 main accounts: education, community care, social service, environment, leisure, and other. Very good. Okay, so this one would have been okay. Of 3 British areas in 2014. Yorkshire, Derbyshire, Lancashire. That would have been okay. We didn't need to mention this, okay, because we could have saved the words and used them for something else. So spending on leisure was equally popular in Derbyshire and Lancashire, leading in the regions with 1/3 of total expenses. Genius, good. Notably in Lancashire, leisure shared the first place with an education cost. Okay. Notably in Lancashire, leisure shared the first place with education. Full stop. That would have been the best way. Meanwhile, education was the largest expense for Yorkshire's council. Good. Although in Yorkshire and Derbyshire, community care took approximately 1/5 of the total spending, the Council of Lancashire spent half as less as the other 2 regions. Wow, this is a big improvement. Well done. We're using these fancy sentences. We're using the 5th, a 6th, and we're also using the number percentages as well. So that's good. Okay. While Yorkshire's and Lancashire's least popular expense account was environment with around 7%, Derbyshire's Derbyshire's smallest expense was social services with a tiny fraction of the total expenditure. Overall, in all 3 regions, education and leisure spending led the cost structure with more than half share in each area. Very good. The rest of the costs accounted for less than 13% each, with insufficient deviation between the British areas, or the councils would have been okay. Alright, so good work there, big improvement with your task 1, very impressed. Okay, so I'm sorry I can't go into the details of the articles. However, if you want to carry on writing with me, you can get another pack of essay corrections. I would be happy more than happy to work through them with you, pushing you to improve more. And I definitely recommend it if you are aiming for an 8. Okay, you might want to try other essay correction services as well, I can understand, but be careful, it might get confusing if you start using, I don't know, Dave's essay correction and he says write it like this, and then you've been studying with me and I say write it like this. So it's your choice. So have a look at the links and then let me know if you want to carry on. Okay, Mikhail, you're doing great. It'd be great to continue working with you. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend.